Hello, everybody. How am I doing as far as the shadow? Let me see. I'm trying to get. There we go. You can see my iPad. You love to see my arms, don't we? Okay. Here we are. Hello, everybody. So here we are, and it's nice and rainy and nasty today. So, but that's okay. I'm going to continue. I've got a nice bright light. Hopefully that doesn't look too nasty and dark today. And I guess what I'm going to do is just kind of chat and play with some yellow. I have these artist trading cards that I made, and I'm sending some of these off to, and so sending those off to my swap partner today, and then tomorrow, and then that'll be cool. So yay for that. Anxiously waiting the ones from my swap partner. Those will be here soon, I'm sure. These are fun, aren't they? Oh, you can hear my kitty cat. Hey. So those are fun. Showed those yesterday on my Instagram, and I have a few more, but I thought I would quickly talk about how I made them. Not too hard, really. Just used a piece of the background paper is just watercolor paper. I think I used a piece this size. I have these. I bought these, I'm sure, at Michael's on sale. And so it's just a big piece of watercolor paper. And then it's just collaging in the background. So when you collage, it is nice and sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, so when you collage, you know, you're just taking paper and throwing down some whatever. And my favorite thing to play with is these this tissue that I got it on Amazon because I can't even buy it for the store. It's called bleeding tissue, and I guess it's made so that when you get it wet with some sort of medium, like gel medium for collage, it actually bleeds the color a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting kind of tired of yellow. I'm ready for my next month. Are you guys ready for the next month's color? I think I am. So yeah, you can see this is the place where I collaged down the bleeding tissue. And the great part about the tissue is it just melts into the background, right? All this nice bright color is that tissue, like that. And then this is actually some of the Dina Wakley tissue paper. She has some that has just marks, and that's the nice part about tissue paper, is it just completely melts into the background once you collage it. You can't even tell. It looks like I took a pencil and scribbled on there. So, and then I used some map pages and some pattern pieces, and then I even used a stamp and added some marks that way. So I thought I might take something. I have a few extras, and I have a couple of extra paper dolls. These are the paper dolls from Tim Holtz. They're so fun. really know what to do with them or how to use them, but as it turns out, the nice part about them, there's so many, they come in a big variety of, it's like the same design, several of different designs, but they come in a variety of like sizes. So you have really tiny ones, or medium size, or big size. So, you know, that's what's kind of fun about them. Like, if you needed one to fit on your page that's a little bit smaller, you could do even like a half size, or do one sideways like that. That might be kind of fun. Or if you're doing a full-size page in an art journal, you might want something that's a little bigger. I really like these, but they're actually a little bit too big for what I was trying to do. So that's what's fun about the paper dolls, is it's a lot of them. It's a big variety of colors, of images, but it's actually like a repeat, but they're actually different sizes, which I think is great. Like this one. That one makes more sense for an ATC size. And these ATCs are a little bit smaller than what I'm even used to working with, so they're only 2.5 by 3.5. So let's see if I can find one that I like other than those little girls. I like the little girls. They're perfect. This one's my favorite. She's too big, but the other one I have is the right size. See? That one's perfect. So, these guys are fun. They're kind of small. And then I found some different stamped quotes that I could use that have to do with art, which is always, I think, a fun thing, especially when you're talking about an artist trading card. So some of these are just a little bit on this, they're just too small. So I just picked, and I looked around and I was like, where can I stamp these? And I just stamped them on a piece of paper bag that I happen to have. These guys are a little bit too big, I think. So yeah, it was kind of fun because I just grabbed some paper bag that I had, and that's where I stamped my words. For the most part. Some of them, oh, I already did that one, but some of them I did. This one was on tissue, but the tissue made it kind of hard to read it. The paper bag worked really well. This one was a piece of an old book page that was just a blank page in the book that I had stamped a while ago because I was playing with the new Ledger Girls stamp set from Dina Wakley. Those girls are kind of nice. I like that they're a little older ladies. I don't really have a lot of phrase stamps, so I didn't really dive into all the different options for snarky phrases or any phrases. I have some fun snarky ones from Diane Reevely, actually. But I think for these, I will just go with some simple phrases. Like, how about we'll do collect moments. This is from a Prima set. I think it's the one with the T. It's called Tea on the Deck. I think you can just stamp it over here. And then what I learned about with archival, it's nice, it's permanent, but you have to heat it. Hi from Southern California. Hi Sharon. Welcome. I'm just doing making some more ATCs today. Artist trading cards. So it's helpful to have the kind of have it. That one's a little tall. See? Let's see what other phrase I can put. Let's see here. This is another Prima. Prima has some really good stamp sets. I like their stamp sets. It's really helpful when you have a piece of paper underneath your workspace that you can just stamp on. Stamp off your thing. This one says create magic. The girls are a little tall for my words, but it's okay. I always like the wonky look, you know? It's fun. It works for me. And there's one other, and that one's kind of big. So, I'm very excited to share the new color for the month of May for the PCL Color Challenge. Remember, the Color Challenge is I pick a color, and then each month we're focusing on that color, and the challenge is to make something using that color. What if we just turned it sideways? Would that be weird? What if we put it by their feet? I like her bow. I don't really want her bow to be cut off. So the color challenge is that I pick a color and we focus on that color for the month, and we make whatever project you want to make. It could be fabric, it could be paper, it can be coloring, it can be paint, it can be anything you want. It can be, they say paper. You can have pattern paper that's purple. I'm sorry, any color. No, I let the cat out of the bag. So the month of April was yellow, right? We used yellow in all of our projects I did, and I'm quite done with yellow. And then, so for the month of May, I want to focus on the color purple. Yay! So, I've already started. I collected all my purple. I have tons of different things in the store that are purple. I have gloss sprays and crackle paint and just regular ink, you know, dilution, or not dilution. I have dilution spray, I have distress spray, lots of sprays. I have a lot of paint that's just normal paint. Somewhere around here, I'm looking for it. I have these that are so pretty. That are metallic paint. This is just acrylic paint, but it has like a little shimmer to it. This is Opal Magic. This one is really cool because it's interference. So when you, it looks blue, but if you put it on a dark surface, it looks purple. And it's really interesting. And I don't know how that works. And it's like magic every single time, which they say it's open magic. And I feel like it is. It's magic like every single time that I play with it. So, okay. I need to heat set this really quick. I just do this because if I don't, I feel like it's going to smear. But I learned the other day that if you do it and you don't hold it down, it'll just fly away. Obviously, right? Of course, my finger's going to get burned. But. And I thought I was going to do like yellow with accent colors, and I never quite got to the accent color part. I did come up with like a palette idea of having a palette with a different accent colors, but I never quite got there. All right, so then to glue it down, you can do a couple different things. The other night when I was doing this, I actually used my glue stick to glue it initially, but I really think that we can just use some matte medium. This is the multi-medium matte, and it's like a really nice glue, and I'm just going to get it all over my fingers because that's how I roll. And then I want to, oh wait, we said we were going to do it sideways, didn't we? Yep, we did. Yep, we did. Okay. And I like to put it over the top just because it kind of seals it down. And the background already has that on there. It actually has gloss gel medium, so it will kind of blend this in with that. So let's just put this all over the card. Put that up there. Oh yeah, these are, sorry, I just saw your question, Sharon. Yes, these are the Tim Holtz paper dolls. And I think he has a newer set. I haven't checked lately to see. I have so many of this one, whatever round this was. It was probably one of his older ones, or the first edition or something of his dolls. But the one I have is, this is 107 pieces. And I mean, there's no like number on them, right? But I have them in the store. I have a whole bunch of them. Oops, my little doggy fell in there. I have to put him on here. So yeah, they're the Tim Holtz dolls. Okay, so that one's there. And then this one. You know, these people are so funny. I mean, and you don't really know if they're really, these are really old, I don't know, because I don't know if Tim Holtz has ever said anything about it. These are actually really officially old people. Like, are these old pictures? Or are they just like one of those things that you can do that's like you go dress up as a person from a long time ago and they take pictures? I don't really know. I'm going to assume that they're old people, that they're old pictures, you know. But so there we go. I'm going to put some over the top of this one. I love how it just kind of fades into the background. Not as much with the book page, but it does give some nice contrast, right? Well, Sharon, I'd be happy to accommodate your need for these paper dolls. Just head over to the store and do a search for them. You can search Tim Holtz or paper dolls, and I'm sure that they'll come up. And I'm completely caught up with orders right now, so anything you order today will go out, well, since it's Friday, it'll go out Monday or Tuesday. Probably, maybe Monday, I don't know. So, very soon, very quick. So there we go. There's a few of those, and a little sneak peek of, let me see if I can find my journal that I was playing in the other day to do something with purple. I have so many journals, you know, that the problem is that that's a real problem. That where was I playing? I don't remember anymore. Oh, shoot. I wish I could remember. It wasn't in here. Okay, so here's a tip. If you do art journaling and you work with this and you work with medium in any way, it can be sticky because it's acrylic, and acrylic is like plastic, and so it tends to be sticky. So my hint is get a candle and use the candle. Just, this is like $1. You probably even get it at the Dollar Tree. I got mine at probably Pier 1 Imports before they close down. And you can just scrape it along your page, just very gently, just rub it on there. And that will cause it to be not sticky. Because a minute ago I went to pull this paper out and it was sticking, because there's acrylic and matte medium, which is still acrylic, but it's just basically clear acrylic. See, like this page, it's already sticking. Also because I got acrylic on the end. Okay, so okay, so I didn't use this page, but what if we did a page, just fun, with purples? I like to play with purple. Okay, I just don't remember which, what? Okay, I think it was in this book. I made this book. A lot of pages in here. Oh, there's a big purple page in there. Is that the page? No. Here it is. Haha, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Purple! I learned I am a backgrounds person. I love to make backgrounds and throw paint on paper. This actually had some paint in the background already, and I just went and added more purple. So, let me move it up. So you can see a little better. Hopefully see it a little better. Okay, so this spray, this one, Mr. from Deco Art Media, purple, just purple, is a very nice dark purple. It's the dark one, and then the this one is a shimmer, and so it's actually, that's actually I think the one that's the Opal Magic maybe. So the shimmer, I think, is this one. So I was just playing around with the purple. This had other stuff on it, but like I said, I'm more of a background person, and then I have a hard time remembering to go back and add a focal point to actually get things going. Probably go back and add some, like, you know, see, like this little girl, she's too small. I just feel like these guys get kind of lost on this page. I'd have to do something. But, okay. So that's a fun background that I just made because I was just playing with purple one day. I think we can manage to do some play with some purple today. All right, let me get another piece of paper. I don't know why I really care, because let me put these away since I don't want to get purple on my yellow. Sorry, you can't really see them, but I don't want to get purple on the yellow right now. Not for those. Do you ever find that you just have no room for putting things to dry? That's my issue. I have no room for stuff to dry. Okay. Okay. Now, let's play with some purple. Okay. I don't have any gesso on here or anything. It's just completely raw paper. Let's call it that. This is actually, I think I coffee dyed or tea dyed this paper. This is a map. So the fun part about this is it's going to be very dark because this is a very dark dark spray. Also, Dina Wakley, I love her spray. So we'll do it. We're gonna do it in kind of small amounts, okay? Hopefully a little bit controlled here. Oh, I just got it all over my fingers. That's okay. Where's my towel? The other day I was trying to figure out what I could do with some old coffee grounds because we bought this new coffee maker called a Bun, and it is like an industrial, like you would see this at a company in their coffee room, in their break room probably, if they didn't have like a Keurig. And this Bun is, the thing about it is that it makes coffee super fast, but it doesn't, sorry Sharon, I'll answer your question in just a second. The Bun doesn't make, you can make more coffee if you want. It has really big filters. And so we haven't been making more coffee, it just makes it really fast. So, but we probably make it a couple times a day. So we've been having a lot of coffee grounds and a lot of coffee filters because our old coffee maker, we had a basket that we didn't, that we just rinse out every time and you would reuse it. And so I have been trying to figure out what I could do with old coffee, extra coffee we had laying around and, or didn't drink, and then the coffee grounds. And so I dyed some fabric, just some plain muslin fabric with, I just soaked the fabric in the coffee and let it dry outside. So then you can just take that, you know, that's fun to just use it to, long story short, to just mop up stuff if you want. Okay, the question, Sharon, you had, matte, are there any matte sprays? Matte. So I don't know if there's anything that's called matte, but like the Distress Oxide sprays, they're not shiny. They're not going to be, like glossy like the Dina Wakley sprays. These aren't, I mean, this isn't overly glossy, right? This one from Deco Art. So it's not shimmery either. It's just, I guess you could call that a matte spray. This thing is just going everywhere. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it, that's what I would say. Like I would say Dina's are specifically meant to be glossy. Everything else is really, you have to look at it. Is it more of an ink or more of a acrylic spray? Kind of like the Deco Art is definitely an acrylic spray. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Here's Dina's. It's a little bit lighter purple color. Of course, it's fun to use these through a stencil. And see what kind of effect you can get. The hard part with purple, if anything, and this is what I learned last month too, is, or in May, is that the more you add on, if it's the same color, there's not going to be a lot of difference in how it looks. So it's important to kind of keep that in mind when you're, this isn't really, you can just dab it when you're doing it. This isn't really a very, the Prima is not a super opaque kind of paint. It's more transparent. But, so, you know, you might end up going back, and I might end up going back and adding some collage on there. Who knows? It's starting to rain really hard now. Yay! Okay. You know, I think it's only glossy to a point, Sharon. It's, like, when it's on the paper, it does, see, this isn't, I don't think this looks that glossy. It has, so, but, yeah. You know, Diane Reevely has this kind of spray. It's an ink, so it's gonna soak into your paper a lot more than sitting on the top of the surface, on the surface of the paint, of the paper. Okay, messy. Let's see. Now, I don't know if you can hear my cat. He's being silly. Where did that thing go? So even though I've thrown some paint down, can go back and add some collage in, and then sometimes if it's, depending on the kind of paint, these are all acrylics, so I don't think they're going to do much. It might actually run or smear a little bit, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I really probably should have put the collage on first, but I wanted to play with the color. And as I've learned, if you have a page that's sort of thinner because it's made out of old paper, and then you go back and you collage with more paper over it, that just strengthens your page, which is good. You don't want it to be too weak. Okay. But I think with this, I'm just gonna do this background, and then maybe next time we'll do something a little different, since we're just introing our purple today. Just playing with purple. And then the plan is going to be that I will, in the store, I will put a link to a page that has all the purple items, so they're easy to find if you want to buy some purple, like if you want to buy some spray or some, those paper dolls that aren't purple. This is just soft gloss gel from, this is the Art Basics. I just have it in a bottle because it's easier for me to dispense it that way. I wish that I was trying to find more in bottles, the Liquitex kind, matte, actually, not gloss, but I could not find it in a bottle. I can get it in a jar, which is fine, like a jar container like this, but I wanted it to be in a bottle because it's just easier to dispense it out that way, and I try to find products that I think make sense when you're using them. I don't want to just buy something because of, you know, oh, that's just a matte medium, so that's fine. But now I wanted to buy something that I feel like is going to be useful and easy to use. And I haven't really noticed a big issue with gloss versus matte. I think matte makes it a little easier to apply paint over the top. But since I only have gloss really to use, I even looked in my store of what I already have in the store, and I only have gloss gel medium. I have a lot of different options including like this one. This one's matte actually, but it's multi-medium, so it's thicker, so I probably wouldn't use it directly for this kind of collage. I would use it for more like if I want to stick down something that's a thicker piece of paper that I need to make sure that it's going to stick. That's what I would use the multi-medium for, me personally, from what I've experienced with different types of adhesives. So okay, there. But I do like this. What's interesting about this soft gel is that it really makes the paper feel like this nice leathery feel. It's just a really interesting effect. So, but like I said, I put it in this little bottle because I ran out of this one. I used it all and then put it in there. So notice that I have this, so I'm just going to scrape that on there. More purple on the page. A lot of times if I have paint coming out of a tube, I'll use it, put it on my gel plate so that I can easily grab it and just, if I have to, I'll just plop it down there on the thing. Isn't that lovely texture on there? Okay, but I'm not using my acrylic paint that way today. All right, so I think this is a good start. Let me do a little bit more spray for fun. And that purple is so dark. It's fun. It's just so dark. Purple's not really my favorite color either, but I definitely like it better than yellow. You can just spray it with water to see what it does. Make it a little bit more smushy. I don't know if that makes it less glossy because that was gloss spray, or if it will just make it more fluid so it goes around different places. And the other thing is about sprays is you want to make sure that you are wiping the top of it off when you're done so that it doesn't clog the sprayer. So there. So a nice messy background. So we can next week put something like a focal point on there. Maybe before next week, I don't know. You know me, I love to take my, if you know or you don't know, I love to take the collage papers from Dina. See, that almost wiped all of it off. And just throw the collage down there. Some of her people. Or maybe do a stamp. I actually... Okay, so Ledger Girls. I have it out from yesterday. And, so when I was stamping these the other day on, I don't always stamp on the page. I like to stamp on a surface before, and then something else, and then collage it down. Because when there's all this medium like this, you don't necessarily know how something is going to react if you just stamp it. Even if you're using like an archival ink. Actually, I think I used archival on this and I didn't heat set it, so it ended up smearing. But, so like I have like this mulberry paper from a pack of mulberry paper, which I have in the store, and I just, you know, stamped it on the paper, and then I can collage that down and get a kind of a nice effect. Or this one with the paper, because it really pops out because it's on that book paper. It's gonna make it stand out against that background that's kind of crazy. Here I stamped it on deli paper, and then I stamped it off a couple times because you always have a lot of ink on your stamp, right? So then I know I can have a subtle effect if I want, or I can have a stronger effect, but this is gonna basically fade into the background other than the design. And so I have to be aware of that when I go to put it down on the paper, on the background. But that's from the Ledger Girls stamp set, which has some other nice images in it. This one's just the one I stamped that particular day. I love her phrases from that set. But whenever I stamp extra pieces, what I like to do is I put them in the bag with the stamp set so that I can, if I have extras, because I usually always have extras, and then I can get to them later and I know where they are, right? I'm not just like fumbling around trying to figure out where I put that extra paper. So this is the different pieces that are in that set. So lots of fun ones. That's from her February release. She had lots of pretty fun stamps in that release. So yeah, I might do something with this girl. I really like this. This is from the same set, from the Ledger Girls set. So I might do something between those two guys. You know, I love how it looks on the back on this piece of paper bag. It kind of covers up the whole page. That's kind of the problem, is it's a big stamp. So I don't really want to cover up the whole background, but once I collage it down, I'll probably go back and add some more paint to help it blend back in. So there you go, Sharon. Okay, tint the texture paste. Okay, let's see. If I'll do that because you're requesting it. Let's see. Here's the stencil and texture paste. I have some. I have a lot. Where is it? There it is. What can I use to tint it? Making me work on the fly here. Okay, let's see. All right, somebody did this on a thing I was watching. She used an old card. Have you ever seen like those? I get a ton of these advertisement things, and they come with these little cards, and I use them for scraping stuff when I need to scrape. Ow! Let's see, what other stencil can we use? Let's do a non-Dina stencil. This one looks like rocks. We'll see how this one works, because it's kind of... It might not work at all. I don't know. All right. I added the acrylic, the Metalique. It's called Crocus Fields, to this texture paste. And again, I bought this texture paste because it's in a tube. So to me, that's easier than scooping it out of a jar, which is how most texture paste comes for some reason. Let's see here. My favorite part is pulling the stencil away. It's pretty neat. Oops. See, that's pretty cool. Good idea, Sharon. Thanks. It's a way to add purple accent without adding like a ton of purple, right? Good suggestion. I always forget about texture paste. It's one of those things that I know it's there, but I forget. I forget that I can play with it. You know what, Sharon? I like collaborative art. So if you suggest something, then I will be happy to accommodate. There we go. So I thought it was very interesting. I attended this retreat over the weekend. It was an online free retreat from Jenny Grant, and she is very adamant about, she doesn't throw anything away really. She uses all the old pages, uses all of her papers that she tears up for collage. She uses everything. So it made me really think about what I use and how I use things, and I mean, I already do that anyway for the most part, but it made me rethink about a few things. Also, she pointed out that you can use, like, I don't think that she uses this, but I figured this part out. That the plastic that you get, like your stencils and your stamps and things that you're getting, that comes in these plastic bags like this, you can put, if you have longer ones, I have several that are really like longer size, you can put them in between the pages if you put any sort of gel medium to stick the pages down. So like in her program, she was doing this, what she calls the Book of Flow, and she was creating like an actual book. And of course, I don't know where mine is, but what is it? Here it is. Oof. This is the one I made, and she'll actually put paint over hers, but I liked my collage so much I didn't want to paint over it. But she goes in and she'll actually add pages, and I did it a couple places with the gel medium. Once you've actually added the pages, you can go back and add more pages in. And so like this one, I actually glued my sheet in because it was, this magazine page was so like delicate that I just decided to glue the sheet on top of it. But you can add this, use this plastic piece to keep the papers from sticking together, because the gel medium, which is sticky, won't stick to the plastic, and it helps separate the pages while you're drying. So she will go and you glue one page in, and then you flip to another page, and you add another page, and then you flip to another page, and you can put that plastic in between. So it's a good way to use that plastic. I save it all. I can't recycle it, so I saved it, and now I have an idea of what I can do with it. So, you know, Sharon, that's a good point. If you only did what you see in videos. The funny part is that I see it, and then I'll go and I'll do something different. Or I'll take what I see and I'll see how I can change it to make it more of what I'm comfortable doing. So, okay. So, I think that I'm at a good point to stop. And I'm excited about this texture paste. I think it looks really neat. I've never used this stencil before, so that was fun. And next time, I think we'll add some focal points to this page maybe, or we'll work with some other purple or something like that. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a wonderful Friday and that the weather is nicer for you than it is for me. And thanks so much. Have a good Friday and a good weekend.